I'm not coming back.
Well, there you go. There you go. A viewer from Elbow Lake wants us to talk about bringing trade classes back into the high school education system. Emphasis on vocational education is what we would have said in my era. Maybe we don't say that anymore. Maybe I just stepped on something. But what about bringing trade classes back into the high school education system? What do you think, Representative Norris?
I think there are some schools that are still doing that. In Fergus Falls, for example, they have some programs in engines and that kind of thing. Battle Lake, they build a house every year. By the students built house, and so that's. But I think it's a time factor. You know, there are some that are just saying we need more Phi Ed, we need more things, we need more music. There's so many minutes and hours of the day. That's and if you talk to Dean Erdahl, he says, well, we need more civics. You know. And there's no time to put that in.
I'm in Dean's camp on that question.
I agree with Dean, too.
But shouldn't we let the school boards decide the curriculums for their students? I mean, we should put guide rails. I think I can agree with that. But shouldn't the school district to determine, okay, this is what our schools want to teach and be a magnet for this type of activity?
Well, that's what my two schools are doing,
right,
in their own way.
And in Rockford actually got some equipment from a metal manufacturer and opened up a metal shop, which were almost extinct dinosaurs as far as education goes. And another component to this is vocational trades can be as good or better than going to a core 2-year or 4-year college. And we always seem to try and push kids into 4-year universities that maybe shouldn't go. Maybe they should look at a vocation that may be more fulfilling. They're not a failure if you don't go to college. There's many different options. My daughters are both going to technical, one's going to graduate. They're both going to go to technical. My youngest daughter wants to be an auto mechanic, of all things.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's a good livable job.
We want
it's a skill
them,
set, you know, and as the higher ed.
It is hard to outsource auto repair to India. That doesn't work so well.
Speaking of repair,
Yes.
we're working on a bill together on repair, and I would argue that we don't have, well, one aspect of the bill is we don't have any kind of high-tech electronics manufacturing. All of our phones and everything are made in the
China.
other hemisphere and so on, and we don't make many of them here. And Senator Osmek started, and I've been working with him on it, legislation that would require manufacturers to share certain information, not trade secrets, but to share stuff on, so you can repair safely certain codes, you can repair cell phones, you can repair electronic equipment.
The right to repair legislation.
The right to repair, that's what we're working on. And even in ag country, John Deere started a few years ago taking $100,000 combines and saying, well, we're going to make these things obsolete in this period of time. We're only going to repair their high-tech computer stuff in them that they're going to not deal with after a few number of years. Or if you do, you got to take it to the dealer, even if that's a long way away and going to cost you a fortune to get it there. I think this is great for Minnesota consumers. It's great for, you have some small businesses in your district who repair these things.
And it would be great for students to have that skill set, right?
Yes.
Because the one thing we do know that college is really unaffordable. Kids are spending 2 and 4 years in college. They come out in huge debt, not to have a job. And so I mean, trade is a good, honest way to make a great living.
So, Senator Osmek, do you think a bill like that passes? You got about 15 seconds, and we're out of here.
I'm hopeful. I've been pushing for this. We have bipartisan support on it. It basically says if you want to go someplace other than a manufacturer's authorized location, you can go.